Guys, man, welcome back to another episode of Summer Reacts, man. Let's do it, man. Like, comment, subscribe, of course. If you guys are not subscribed yet, join the Patreon. The link's gonna be in the description below. Without further ado, I just want to talk about this, man. So, a lot of us are using social media. That's probably the reason how you found this video. That's probably the reason why you know about Summer the Piso, the channel, and various other content creators, because there's like a million of us right now. Probably I'm doing that number injustice, right? It's probably so much more than a million. So you guys are definitely aware that there's this perpetual war between men and women, right? Women have joined the workforce. They've started to out-earn men, earn more degrees in college, less substance abuse amongst women, all that kind of stuff. They are just excelling us in every single genre. Us men, we're getting left behind, and we don't really know how to deal with this increasing gap between men and women, financially, economically, emotionally, socially. I'm gonna admit, I don't really have many friends of my own. I'm usually on my own a lot. So I understand this whole thing too. That's neither here or there. So let me just talk about this video. I saw this video when I was scrolling through Instagram Reels. And this guy really breaks down some of the statistics that are about us, empirical data that's basically explaining a lot of what's really going on with men now. And based on this trajectory, I think he compares it to like the men of 1970s or something like that, 1971 to be exact. Because I saw obviously I had to see the reel before talking to you guys. And he speaks about continuing in this trajectory is going to spell out doom, right, for men. And of course, we're gonna watch the video. Like I said, I want to hear your guys' comments on this. I'm going to give you my commentary throughout it because it's my video. I can react like that, and we're just going to see what we get to, right? What conclusion we could glean from this, right? Let's get into it.
In the last 12 months between the ages of 22 and 30 have not had sex.
What?
Nominal. That's up from 10% 10 years ago.
Men need to eat healthier. They need to work out, stop watching porn, and they need to go to the gym. And
okay, all right. I had to say something. This is crazy. The moment the guy talks about a certain demographic of men not having sex in the last year or so, this woman goes on the offensive. Oh, men need to eat healthier. Men need to go to the gym more. Men need to do this. By the way, there are, just to let you guys know, and you can look this up, more American women are overweight and obese than American men. We gotta tell it what it is. Of course, it has to do with biology. Women store more fat than men, but there is no excuse, right? We're in the modern day. If women are making way more money, they're a bit more independent. You could find some time to independently schedule a gym session or a couple of them in a week. It's crazy how she automatically went on the offensive. The thing is, we do need the smoke as well, I think, as men. We need to be going to the gym. It's not just for aesthetic purposes, because listen, I love the gym, as you can see. I love this place. Not just for that, but it's for the mental health, the equilibrium. I'm telling you, endorphins are some of the most powerful hormones secreted from the endocrine system. You guys don't understand this if you don't go to the gym. When you have endorphins constantly flooding your brain, you are more creative. You don't need caffeine. You don't need to find substitutes for that happiness hormone, because essentially endorphins bring happiness. But I don't want to get too sidetracked with this. We're going to listen to the rest of the video. But I need you guys, at least if there's one thing that you could take from this, go to the gym. Please go to the gym. You need to. Everyone needs to go to the gym. You don't even need to get wild in the gym doing like 405-pound bench press. You don't need to be hitting PRs every week. What you just need to do are find the triumvirate of gym exercises. I'm going to include a fourth one. Bench press, barbell squats, and deadlifts. Hit those every week. You're going to be okay. And of course, do your cardio. Near full speed at Stairmaster for 15 to 20 minutes, at least twice to three times a week. And eat well. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. I promise you. You're going to be okay. Let's watch the rest of this.
focus on God and philosophy.
For the first time in history, our generation of men is weaker on virtually every scale than their grandfather.
Men are basically, they've been neutered we've been neutered. You cannot sustain a society where you have the men afraid to even fight back.
In 1971, the average grip strength of a man was 119 pounds. Today, it's 98 pounds. Wages, they peaked in 1971 and they've decreased by 13%.
I mean, I could say something about the grip strength. I could sort of justify that because there are more office jobs. A lot more people are working behind a desk. In the past, there were more hands-on jobs, more industrial work, more factory work, and more construction. And so strength is required for those things. But my point is there are a lot more office jobs and a lot less work requiring strength than there was back in 1971. So I guess that explains that. But there's a lot of other things too. A lot of us are not going to the gym. A lot of us are not eating healthy. We're eating a lot of fast food, Checkers, McDonald's, Arby's, Subway, right? It's nuts. What are we doing? Right? We need to cook our own food. Let's get back into it.
By the average male worker. Emotionally, more men are killing themselves today than in history. If we had kept the suicide rate at the year 2000 for men the same, there'd be 400,000 more men in America than there are today.
Wow, okay, that's fascinating.
Wild. And what's interesting is you take a look at some of these pseudo statistics. If you go back to 1990, if you ask men, if you need help with a task, who do you call? Was it your friends, your family, your girlfriend? 52% of the time, men would typically call a friend first. That number has dropped to 26%, and what has increased? Family. And you think, okay, what's the problem with calling your family first? Well, 1 in 3 men now live at home with their parents under the age of 30. That's higher than any man that lives with a wife or a partner. 1/3.
It's wild. So that's the end of the video. I'm going to give my feedback. There's a lot of statistics there. Rewatch it, of course. This is the content creator, I think, Kirk Kapoloff. It sounds German, right? Kapoloff. I don't know. Maybe he has German roots. You don't sound German. That's besides the point. The thing is, essentially, there's a lot of statistics that this guy, Mr. Kirk, is giving to us about leading to the downfall of men. Right? He talked about a lot of men offing themselves recently, and if the offing rate stayed the same from the year 2000 to now, which let me see, 2025, by the way, this is when he made the video. So last year, we would have 400,000 more men, and that's a large number. Even if it was 100,000, even if it were 25,000, that's still a large number, because there is no reason. We're in the modern world. We have myriad innovations in terms of the medical field. There's a lot of more research on the detriment of a lot of the things that we consume and we are near on a daily basis. There's no reason, and we're more interconnected than ever due to social media, due to various things. So there is no reason that men should feel alone and should off themselves, right? I mean, that's the logic behind it. But the truth is this. The world is completely different now. The powers that be, and this is not conspiracy. You could tell by a lot of the things that's going on. The powers that be want to maintain their reign, right? They want to maintain their subjugation on the people of the world, of course, for a financial advantage or for like some sort of demoralizing advantage that will inevitably lead to maintaining a financial advantage. And so men have always been in charge of all the revolutions. All of the revolutions that has happened in the world have been led by men, essentially. We also know that all of the creative work, most of it at least 90%, 95% of the creative works, the invention of the air conditioner, the iPod, right? Computer, the microchip, the aqueduct, right? Irrigation systems, they were all invented by men. And so women are flourishing now very powerfully, and that's very impressive, especially considering that they were essentially subjugated in all facets years ago. Now, of course, due to feminism and a lot of female empowerment rhetoric, it's sort of pushed the scale way, way into their favor. DEI policies have ruled in favor of women more than men of a minority group. This is just how it is. And now women are flourishing, but do not ever forget this, that they are flourishing in a system that was created by very, very powerful, sexually transmuting, focused men. I want to tell you this statistic, I'm going to give you guys motivation, right? These statistics are very, very bad, right? They don't really make me feel very happy or positive or optimistic for the future outlook on men, right? A lot of us are alone. We don't have a lot of friends. I'll be honest. I'll give you my personal situation. I don't really have friends besides the people that I see at work. And to be honest, I don't really connect with these guys. I connect with them on solely a surface level. I understand. The reasons for that are, that doesn't have anything to do with this video. I'm a little bit of an intense kind of person, in a very controlled way, and that's energy ultimately that can be felt and picked up by other people, and so it makes them feel uncomfortable. I give sort of very subterraneous Mariana Trench depth like analyses to a lot of the issues and the reasons of those issues whenever they come up in conversation, and people are not really willing to understand it and hear it. And so I'm definitely isolated on that front, but it doesn't really bother me. I do understand my strengths also, because intensity is a gift. I do understand that, and when channeled correctly, there's a lot of things that you could do. All right. So my thing is this, moving on, guys. A lot of us are intense. A lot of us have a lot of emotions. A lot of us feel very, very passionately about a lot of things, especially this growing gap between women and men. I need you guys to do this, right? We're in the beginning of 2026. We need to buckle down. We need to buckle down. I am not going to side with this woman and say that it's our fault entirely. What we need to do is that we need to fine tune and refine ourselves a little better. We need to go to the gym if we're not hitting the gym, not for aesthetics. It is not about the physical appearance, although that comes with it. You're going to look good. You're going to look sculpted, and not only look good, you're going to feel good. Your grip strength is going to be above average. You're going to be running for longer. You could run. You're not going to have arthritis, really. You're going to feel strong, and then you're going to have those endorphins flooding your brain, and so you're going to be very, very positive on otherwise very gloomy days and be able to give aspects and angles to a problem that otherwise people couldn't find out because, they're not going to the gym. Go to the gym. You need to eat healthy. Eat your foods. Cook your foods, right? Eat a lot of greens. Don't fall into this whole veganism, vegetarian thing. Men, we need protein, and there's no more protein that's concentrated in one spot than in beef, in steak. Eat that. Chicken breast. Drink the cod liver oil. Eat cod liver. You need to have your omega-3s. The world will support women always. That's what it is. You're going to have to learn how to live with these double standards. But also, you don't have to prove yourselves. You don't have to showcase the existence of a double standard that exists in society. You don't. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything, really. All you have to do is prove to yourself that you can be better than what you once were, living at your parents' house, playing video games, playing Roblox and Fortnite, when there's a whole world for you to conquer. It has not been an easier time in history to become powerful, to become financially set and stable, to become mentally stable, to become emotionally stable. We could do a lot of things. We need to study up. We need to get on semen retention, right? I didn't even mention that yet. Celibacy helps so much. Do you understand the concentration of sexual force transmuted towards a specific goal of your making? This is the strength of Napoleon Bonaparte. This is the strength of Bonaparte, because the guy is French, right? This is the strength of Isaac Newton, Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci. This is the reason behind their strengths. They had a focus, and then they were celibate. The formula has not changed, although the powers that be understand this, and so there's microplastics in our food. There's all this radiation everywhere, leading to the destruction and the erosion of the strength of our bodies. Get into this practice, guys, and understand how much you could do with yourselves. Focus, lock in. We can do this. We don't need to prove ourselves to anyone, really. I think I went on longer than I should have. So with that being said, that is all I have to say about this right now, guys. If you guys enjoy that kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with some peers. Don't ever let this place get you down, please. This world, seriously, it's changed now. It's changed. Let's call it what it is. I know a lot of us want to start families. A lot of us really do want to start families. A lot of us see ourselves as protectors because this is a biological imperative. No matter what a lot of these guys on the internet are telling you, you don't need this and you don't need that. There's a drive inside of us to accumulate wealth and resources in order to give all of that to a woman and your offspring. That's what we're programmed to do. What you need to do, right, is that you need to ignore all of this propaganda telling you that you guys are not good enough, or telling you that your masculinity that's coming up from the application of the practices that I told you about previously in this video are bad. What you need to do is listen to your own drive, your own ambition. As long as you're not hurting anyone, right? You need a moral code. So I suggest the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, Tripitaka, to understand what Buddha went through, what Lord Shiva was all on about, why Jesus Christ was chastised so much. You need to understand David, where he went wrong, King Solomon. You need to understand all of these guys' stories, right? And understand that these problems are recurring, and there are ways to avoid these problems if you just decide to lock in on yourself, focus on yourself, and have some sort of temperament and some austerity measures upon the self. Do not listen to what they're saying, all these negative things about men. Just keep going forward. Carve and pave your way forward. You're going to be okay. I promise you, right? And stay radiant, guys. I love you all. I'm going to see you guys in the next Summer Reacts.